Good afternoon. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the playing of our Star-Spangled Banner. The pledge will be led by Miss Chloe Stevens, the class of 2018's president. The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed by the Junior-Senior High School Band, led by Mr. Josh Boomer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Graduating seniors, parents, school board members, staff members, honored guests, friends, families, and those of you with us today from around the world via the internet. We welcome you to the 141st commencement exercise of the Greenwich Central School District. Before I begin my remarks today about the extraordinary seniors seated in front of you, I would like to continue a tradition of honoring all teachers and staff members of the Greenwich Central School District who have served these students so well over the last 13 years. Without the hard work and commitment to excellence that our staff applies to their profession every day, our school district would not be recognized as one of the best in both New York State and the United States of America. At this time, I ask that all staff members from the Greenwich Central School District please rise. On behalf of the administration, the school board, and most importantly our graduates, I want to thank you for your dedication, your hard work, and your commitment to excellence this year. The group of seniors seated on this stage has realized many amazing achievements over the past several years. Their success is evidence of your outstanding work as educators, advisors, role models, coaches, and friends. Thank you for your exemplary service this year. This year's senior class, like so many that have come before it here at Greenwich, has established its own personality and legacy. The legacy is defined by both individual achievements and collective excellence. In the end, this class will join the 140 previous graduating classes as one of the most academically accomplished groups in our school's history. It would take a long time today for me to review each and every amazing accomplishment, honor, and/or individual achievement earned by the students up here on stage, whether it be in the classroom or the athletic field, on the stage, or at a mock trial. These students have proved throughout their high school careers that they are exceptional and worthy of joining in the long line of honored graduates and graduating classes from the school system. In many ways, the class of 2018 embodies what is best about our community. As most of you know, our community is known throughout the region as a place that takes pride in the way they live. Hard work is not the exception, it's the expectation. Parents and families make a living to provide for their families and raise their children to be respectful and productive members of our community. Greenwich takes great pride in the accomplishments of its students, whether it be a trip to the New York State Championships in cross country, or a magnificent Pops concert in March, a terrific 3-day performance of Bye Bye Birdie in the spring, or tremendous individual performances efforted by so many of the seniors seated in front of you. We are a community that is filled with joy and pride and love of our young people. This past year, under the leadership of the class of 2018, our high school was once again recognized for its students' superior academic performance. In May, we learned that the high school was ranked in the top 13% nationally by U.S. News and World Reports. More recently, the Albany Business Review ranked Greenwich High School as the 9th best high school in the capital region. These rankings were not bestowed upon our school because we are the wealthiest community or have the highest percentage of families with college education or the largest tax base. These achievements were earned by the students seated on this stage through hard work, a commitment to scholarship, and the collective efforts and excellence of the professional staff of our school system, K-12. Academic achievements, however, are not all that define the character and legacy of the class of 2018. The eclectic and diverse talents of this group of students were constantly on display on the stage, at the track, at the FFA State Convention, and on our athletic fields. As I told the incoming 7th grade class at their moving up ceremony the other day, they would do well if they could copy the commitment and hard work that the members of this class, the class of 2018, efforted to maximize their opportunities while enrolled in this school. At this time, I ask everyone here today to stand and join me in recognizing the hard work, perseverance, dedication, and most importantly, the achievements of the class of 2018. They have earned their place in Greenwich High School's long, long history of excellence. It is not surprising, given the academic success of these students, that approximately 85% of its graduates will be entering college in the fall. In these challenging economic times, it is important to note that this group of graduates will be receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship monies, much of which was awarded through the generosity and support of our community. I know I speak for the graduates on this stage when I thank Greenwich for your amazing financial support of our students. I also want to take a moment to recognize the members of the class of 2018 that have made a commitment to protect our country by joining our nation's armed forces after graduation. I can think of no more honorable and or courageous endeavor than to protect the freedoms that we all enjoy. Please join me in asking Mr. Cullinese and Ms. Megan Steingel to please stand and be recognized for their commitment to serve our country. Before I introduce our first speaker, I want to recognize some very special and unique young people who have made a lasting impression on our school and community this past year. These students have been active participants in many of our clubs, teams, and organizations, and perhaps most importantly, have become great friends to many of the students up here on this stage. They've been excellent students. Please join me in thanking our 2017-2018 exchange students, Ms. Jamie Beaumar, Ms. Maria Rincon, and Mr. Henry Hansen, for making our school a much, much richer place this year. At this time, I ask Jamie, Maria, and Henry to please rise and be recognized. On behalf of our school and community, we thank you for spending this year with us. You have added much to our school. We hope that you have accumulated experiences and memories that will last a lifetime. Good luck in your future endeavors, and we hope we will be able to come back, that you'll be able to come back and visit your friends here in Greenwich in the future. At this time, it's my great honor and pleasure to present our first student speaker, Mr. Luke Jordan.
See if I can make it through without catching this thing in my mouth all the time. I spent a lot of time trying to think of what I wanted to write my speech about and what could cover all the unique perspectives and accomplishments that is our class. As I was talking to different people about their plans after graduation and what they wanted to do in the future, I came to a realization. We as a class have every different possible path to success covered. There are graduates here today who will go on to become doctors or welders, music teachers, or police officers. Whether you plan to be in the finance industry or go into genetic engineering, pursue software development, or be a tattoo artist, each person here on stage today has made our community better with their ideas and interactions with the people around them. Each has their own unique set of goals and plans for the future, and there is nothing more empowering than the realization that the sky is the limit for our class. Every person here has overcome their own significant challenges to get to this stage, and through it all, we have supported each other and grown up together as a class. The Greenwich community has furthered that growth by providing opportunities to explore the possibilities of the world and learn where we fit in. Whether it be hosting a job fair or supporting our musical programs, coming to cheer on a sports team or the theater productions, there has always been a community behind us, pushing us forward to grow as people every day. I often wonder, how many of us will come back here after graduation? Who will come back to Greenwich and help the next generation grow and become better people? More than likely, the answer is that many are going to travel far and wide, and maybe a few will come back. But regardless of where we end up, I hope you will all look back on the time here as a strong foundation for a great life. That you will take the values of kindness and service that growing up in a small community teaches you. That you will make your new homes a better place with your life, and that you will build friendships as strong as the ones that we have had here. Thanks to the teachers and the mentors that each of us have had over these past years, our time as Greenwich students has been a very successful one. So what does it mean to be a Greenwich student? This can best be explained when you look at all that we have accomplished. From our ag and business programs, earning state and national recognition in field-related competitions, to the countless awe-inspiring shows that our theater and musical programs have put on, our artists have created everything you could imagine and more. Our athletes have competed for and won more sectional titles and set more records than anyone would have believed. What it means to be a Greenwich student is to be a person who will work harder than anyone else to accomplish a goal, to be a person who lifts others up and helps them reach their full potential. To be a Greenwich student, above all else, is to be a good person and a valuable member of the community. Each person on this stage here today has put their mark on our school's history in ways as unique as they themselves are. Thank you to everyone who helped us through our high school journey, and to my fellow graduates, good luck and always be true to yourself in whatever you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. It's now my pleasure to welcome Miss Amanda Ennis, who will present her address.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate the graduation of the Greenwich class of 2018. It is an honor to be able to speak to you all today. I would like to begin this speech with a joke. What do you get when you complete science class? A graduated cylinder. A very special thanks goes out to the wonderful Greenwich community. Without the support of the residents of Greenwich, we all would not be up here today. It is through the many contributions that the community has provided, whether in the form of volunteer work or monetary support, that we have all been able to reach this point in our education. I know that this is said often, but it is true. Our success is your success. To begin, I personally cannot believe how fast this school year went by. Everyone told me that it would be the fastest one yet, but I didn't believe it until it happened. And it feels like just yesterday that we were dropping eggs from the roof for Operation Egg Drop, going camping at Camp Ginger Cook, and playing kickball out by the playground. But now we are up on this stage as seniors. This is our last day together as a class, because soon we will all be going our separate ways. For some of us, this is a wonderful thing, being able to leave Greenwich and go on to new places. For others, this is a sad occasion, the last time we will see some of the people we have grown up with and become close to. For most, I'm sure that it is bittersweet, a mix of both. We will all be separated, yes, but we will all have the many memories that our time at Greenwich has given us, and we will maintain friendships that have been created here. And we all have quite a few embarrassing moments to look back on, I'm sure. One of the memories that I will never forget is the time, during the first week of 7th grade, that I had trouble opening my locker. I tried putting in my combination about 6 times, and eventually I had to go to the office to have the janitor come and unlock it for me. She did, and when I opened it, it was empty. It turns out that that was actually the locker next to mine, which didn't belong to anybody. So I tried to unlock the locker next to that, the one that was actually mine, and it opened. I am proud to say now, though, that I haven't had to have my locker unlocked for me in almost a whole month. Just kidding, it's been a little bit longer than that. The last 13 years have been filled with some crazy and wonderful times. There have been some laughs and there have been some tears. But the memories that stand out the most in my mind are the ones that have been filled with fun. From writing songs about our grandparents in 3rd grade to running and jumping in the track meets each year, I most remember the fun and the many jokes that were told along the way. These experiences stand as examples of how Greenwich faculty have made learning fun and how students have always been a part of a cohesive community. I know that I personally have always felt supported by the many people that surround me, whether teachers, peers, or community members. The strong foundation that Greenwich has provided will positively impact us all well into the future. It amazes me when I try to think about the many different directions that our class is headed in. There are some students that will be going to college to further their education. There are some that will become lawyers, engineers, and computer scientists. There are some of us that will play sports after high school. Someone might even make it to the Olympics. I am willing to bet that at least one person here will become famous. The fact that our class is so diverse in interests and accomplishments shows that there are many roads to success. You can become famous and wealthy, and you might consider yourself successful. You can become a political activist and involve yourself in issues you care about, which is also success. You can do just about anything, and you can be successful. Really, what makes a person successful isn't their income or the number of followers that they have on social media, but how happy they are with what they have done, where they are, and who they spend their time with. That is what I have learned at my many years at Greenwich, and that is what I would like to leave here today. Thank you all again for being here to celebrate the Greenwich Central School Class of 2018.
Thank you, Ms. Ennis. It's now my pleasure to introduce today's guest speaker, Mr. Daniel Pembroke. Dan is the son of John and Roxy Pembroke and a Greenwich graduate, class of 1980. He's a veteran of the United States Air Force, which is where he trained to be an air traffic controller. As an Air Force and Federal Aviation Administration controller for more than 30 years, Dan estimates he has talked to planes carrying over 1 million people and has worked every president's Air Force One from President Reagan through Obama. Mr. Pembroke served as the GCS school board member for 12 years until accepting a promotion to air traffic manager at Farmingdale Airport. Presently, Dan is the air traffic manager at Albany Air Traffic Control Tower. He is the father of Rebecca, Ellis, and Ruby Pembroke, and lives in Queensbury with his fiancée, Kem Wilson, and her children, Elizabeth and Ben. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Daniel Pembroke to the podium as today's featured speaker.
Good afternoon, Greenwich, and congratulations to the class of 2018, or as Mr. Haynes and I like to say, with all due respect to Dr. Fitzgerald, the most photographed class in Greenwich history. Today is a celebration in which we all share. Administration, teachers, staff, classmates, and family have played a part in the hurdle that you have cleared. I am honored to be speaking today. When I accepted this invitation, my first thought was, what the heck am I going to say? Quickly followed by, please don't screw this up, Dan. After all, graduation is a shift in your life, and every parent's life. No longer will there be progress reports, teachers, coaches, and parents keeping track of you. Today, the power over your life choices officially becomes yours. But remember, as Uncle Ben said to Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So what advice can I give you about your new power? I thought, what are some of the skills that make a successful air traffic controller, which is a unique profession? And how can I take that message and make it in a short yet effective message to you? Really, it's simple. The basic fundamental skills of my job, or any job for that matter, is communication. Our focus on communication, that is what gives America the safest air traffic control system in the world. Make no mistake about it, communication, words are powerful. Sigmund Freud once said, words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or the deepest despair. They can transfer knowledge from teacher to student. Words enable the orator to sway his audience and dictate its decisions. Words are capable of arousing the strongest emotions and prompting all men's actions. So let me quickly give you a few stories about communication best practices that I try to use, and hopefully they will help you throughout your life. First of all, good communication begins with before acting and speaking, which involves listening and observing with an open mind. The very first graduation I attended for this class of 2018 was way back in 2005 at Pooh's Corners. I was much taller than you guys then. I was in the balcony taking photos and filming. At one point during the ceremony, a young boy turned around and pushed another boy. A few moments later, they did it again. I saw the push, but what I discovered later, when watching the film, was the second boy was leaning forward, biting the brim of the construction paper graduation cap, giving it a little tug. My mom said, that was something you would have done, Danny. And my mom was right. The instigator of that little prank proves the old saying that the apple does not fall far from the tree. The point to this story is my initial assumption and the conclusion I made was wrong, because I did not have all the information. Making assumptions and jumping to quick conclusions will stunt your ability to communicate and could potentially stifle the people around you. Keep an open mind. Gather all the information you can, and do not let your pride pigeonhole you. You might have a good plan, but without factual information and an open mind, you could miss out on a brilliant plan. Secondly, actively listen to understand. In my profession, a common term we practice avoiding is expectation bias. One example that sticks out happened while I was working in the control tower. Every morning for 4 straight days, I gave control instructions to the same plane, Piper 472 Papa Hotel, runway 19er, taxi via Charlie, left turn on Alpha, cross runway 28. On the 5th morning, Piper 472 Papa Hotel, runway 19er, taxi via Charlie, left turn on Alpha, hold short runway 28. The pilot reads back, runway 19er, taxi via Charlie, left turn on Alpha, hold short of runway 28. The pilot's readback was perfect. Starts the taxi and crosses runway 28, while another aircraft is cleared to land. I canceled the landing clearance to send the aircraft around and resequenced. The pilot heard my instructions and repeated them perfectly, but if the pilot was listening to understand, they would have held short of runway 28 and not created an unsafe situation. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply, and that affects their ability to be effective no matter what they are doing. Develop your listening skills and use them. The Dalai Lama said, When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But when we've all had that moment where I can't believe I just said that, what a buffoon. You do not always have to answer quickly or first. Don't rush to talk. As a kid, I had great examples in my parents, both thoughtful, not ones to speak without purpose. President Abraham Lincoln said, better to remain silent and be thought the fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Develop a mental pause button and use it. It's not always going to work. We will always make mistakes. And when we do make mistakes, admit it, fix it, and learn from it. Like right now, I'm thinking I should have used that mental pause button before I agreed to do this. And I'm sure Mr. Neese and Mr. Fish are going, we made a mistake giving him a microphone. We can't fix it, but we're going to have to admit it. Fourth, there is always going to be a generation gap, and that includes communication. I learned to communicate differently than you did. Be aware of it. Often I find myself in meeting rooms full of my contemporaries trying to solve all that is wrong in the world. Eventually the grousing will start among your generation. Years ago, my brother Mike was up here giving a welcoming or a commencement address to a class, so I'm going to borrow his line. The generation that fought in World War I did not believe the generation entering into World War II had the sand to be successful. And that World War II generation is now known as the greatest generation. I have repeated those words in Mike's message many times about the amazing courage he witnessed in the Middle East by men and women 18, 19, and 20 years of age. My generation, the get off my lawn, you punk kids generation, is going to judge you. Do not believe us. My brother Mike was right then, and I'm right now. Do not believe us. You can be astonishing. Last, and if you remember one thing I say today, I hope it is this. Know when to put down your phones. I know, I sound like the old guy on the lawn. But let me repeat this. Know when to put down your phones. In the great words of Albert Einstein, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. I think it's safe to say that 100% of us have sent and received a text message that was misinterpreted. No matter how many emojis you attach, the stark black and white words in a text message cannot effectively convey emotion. It's okay to say this conversation is too important to have via text. The important conversations in life, have them face to face. The nuance of body language, the look of regret, fear, or joy on someone's face can be as telling as the words being spoken. When it comes to significant moments in your life, a friend's life, work-related, when communicating with your friends and loved ones, know when to put down your phone. With social media being the norm, the generosity and courage you extend with personal interaction will have a significant impact on how you are perceived. So remember, your words are powerful. Choose them carefully. Seek to understand others first. Choose carefully the words of others you believe to be true, and most importantly, do not let the ease and facelessness of technology rob you of the greatest communications you will have in your life. When you look back today, you will not remember the text or the social media posts. You will remember the smiles on your parents' faces, the tears in the eyes of your classmates, the proud expression on the faces of your grandparents, brothers, sisters, teachers, and friends, and they will remember the same thing about you. In closing, a simple reminder. Years ago, you sat in this auditorium as 6th graders, heading into 7th grade. Mr. Neese laid out expectations for you to be successful. His message was clearly communicated effectively, because here you are, graduating and adding to Greenwich's tradition of excellence. And we could not be prouder of you. Congratulations and thank you, class of 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Pembroke. Mr. Fish, our superintendent of schools, will now introduce the members of our school board who are with us today, as well as the Greenwich Central School District administrative team.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Administrative Cabinet and the Board of Education, it's my sincere honor and privilege to address the Greenwich class of 2018. Congratulations on your success. Success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Former Secretary of State Colin Powell said, "There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." As you cross the stage today and reach the milestone achievement of graduating Greenwich High School, I am confident that you are fully prepared to blaze your own path to success. I wish all of you the best of luck for happiness on that journey. Greenwich is fortunate to have a dedicated group of citizens that serve on the school board. This year, the president was Andy Miller, vice president Laura Hall, and board members Michael Conlon, Jill Adiello, and James Nolan. This will be Mrs. Miller's last board function as she prepares to leave the board at the end of the month after 5 years of service. Please join me in thanking Mrs. Miller for her service to the Greenwich School District with a round of applause. Last but not least, the Greenwich District is also served by a fine administrative team. Principal George Neese, High School Assistant Principal Ben Cronin, who makes all the trains run today. Elementary Principal Jenny Muller, Elementary Assistant Principal Cheryl Record, Director of Pupil Personnel Services Sue Bishop, and School Business Official Troy Tyler. Thank you for your work this year.
Luke Walter Jordan. Amanda Kimberly Ennis. Chloe Elizabeth Stevens. Chloe Jane Littell. Megan Lynn Steindl. Alice Elizabeth Aldrich. Seth Batty.
Yes.
Callan Becker. Destiny Jane Bigelow. Gage Michael Bodry. Brianna Faith Booth. Connor James Booth. Samantha Marie Boyer. Isabel Bryce. Daniel Brierly. Nicholas P. Brockway. Elijah M. Bruce. Cole Andrew Burgess. Kelsey Marie Carpenter. Michael Craig Casey. Sophie Clark. Forrest Allen Colby. Reese Cristaldi. Shania Doreen Daniel. Hannah Greer Downhour. Emily Rose Demarest. Brittany Dion. Devin M. Drew. Jacob David Drost. Michael M. Gabriel. Elizabeth Ann Gregoric. Samuel Matthew Grimke. Henry Hansen. Olivia Joy Hansen. Jamie Brian Haskell. Garrett C. Haynes. Joshua Isaac James. Noah James Kapler. Danielle Marie Keys. Cassidy Brianne Kuzman. Elizabeth McGuire. Emmanuel P. Manera. Danielle E. McPhee. Dylan McPhail. Mackenzie Jacinta Moy. Sarah Catherine Muller. Colum F. Neese. Mackenzie L. Otero. Ellis Arthur Pemrick. Sienna Shaylin Phillips. Maria Rincon. Matthew Donald Roberts. Brendan Edward Rod. Leona E. Rogers. Jolissa Ann Ross. Joseph Smith III. Chloe Elizabeth Spigner. Benjamin Stelz. Kirsten Elise Straswimmer. Trevor S. Strope. Jesse Philip Taft. Marcus Tucker. Jamie Vumar. Alec Watkins. Justice Lynn White. Jason Foster Wilbur. Candace Yuki Wilbur. Kara Wilbur. Gabrielle Wiss. Now please stand and join Miss Chloe Stevens as she leads us in the singing of our alma mater. You will find the alma mater on the inside of the back page of your program. Graduating class of 2018.